what is your view on the current GMO labelling fight going on in the US?
On the current GMO labeling fight in the US, I think it's absolutely necessary because it's the only way to know what people are eating in order to link any disease to GMOs or to pesticides or any other toxicant.
What organisations would you like to give a shout out to due to their work to support GMO labelling?
There are already very good organizations helping citizens to know, like Organic Consumers Association, the Moms Across America, or even across Canada. I visited them. Occupy Monsanto, the Non-GMO Project, Just Label It. All these people are great with Food Democracy Now! And other organizations that are really working for transparency. I think that this conscience around the world is necessary.
Well, since your 2012 research on GM maize and Roundup was published, are you pleased with the reaction from around the world?
Well, yes, there were the moms in America and in Canada. Even I was invited by the Organic Grower Association in Canada. And there were moms and kids going in the street in order to ask for labeling. And also in many countries, you know that in Kenya, but in Russia also, in India, and in many countries, there were moratorium on GMOs. And also Europe decided to make a long-term test in order to confirm or to see what happens with GMOs. You know, it is a shame today that we are in the Middle Ages of knowledge if we are not even able to give to rats the food that we are giving all life long to our kids. And it is a stupid thing not to be able to do it. And do you know that all GMOs from the beginning, from 1995, they have not been tested regularly on rats. So we are really taking our kids as guinea pigs, and that's abnormal. So I think today that we have enough data on the toxicity of pesticides which are inside GMOs and on the disruptions of metabolism to go further. I think that the people reactions around the world have been great, but also defamations from people linked to the company that has sold the GMOs or to the agencies, the regulatory agencies throughout the world that have themselves, and it has been proved now by several journalists, the links between these regulatory agencies and Monsanto. For instance, within 2 days, Monsanto hired a lot of people against me, saying false things. Saying, for instance, that my rat developed tumors and that was inadequate protocol, and their control rats developed tumors because they were feeding them with GMOs and pesticides without telling that. We now have the proof in the so-called historical data that they made their experiments wrong to authorize the products. And it is a shame, really. I've never seen that before, that all the data that they have on the blood analysis, they have made themselves. They don't want to give that to the public. That's really, that should be a revolution. We shouldn't accept that. That should be the matter of a revolution. We shouldn't accept that anymore. That the Roundup and the GMO tested by Monsanto in very short-term experiments, only 3 months. We have made 8 times longer experiments. And they only little experiments, 3 months long. They do keep that secret and they don't want to show the blood analysis. So please, it is necessary today to make to have the truth and to make the light on these affairs.
Okay. Your latest research on Roundup has showed that it is more toxic than previously believed. What measures do you suggest that President Obama and the US government should take regarding this product?
In fact, we discovered very recently that there are hidden products in most pesticides, including the major one in the world, which is Roundup. And these hidden products amplify by 100 times, at least, the toxicity of the Roundup. That means that all the regulatory levels with maximal residual levels that are in the food, in the tap water, are false. And they are maybe 100 times too high in order to ensure a good health from people. I wouldn't like people to have mammary tumors or breast tumors and liver and renal toxicities like I've seen in my study. So I think that President Obama should put an immediate ban on these products, but more than that, I think that he should make a law so that all the studies from the companies are transparent and on internet, so that all medical doctors will see what exactly Monsanto did to say that the product is safe and that the GMOs are safe. Because as long as people will not see that, they will not believe. I think that President Obama should say, any study on health effect should be public in North America. We are a country of transparency and goodness, if only we are not in a hidden world where the companies do the test by themselves and keep that secret.
Okay, brilliant. Have you personally planned more research on GMOs and Roundup?
Because of all the defamations and all the difficulties, it's very difficult to continue without money. But we have several. We don't want to put the arms down. And we have a lot of projects going on if we can financially continue. So I have 4 PhD students. I have to pay them in order to continue to make some research on transgenerational effects, but also to measure the pollutants inside the tissues, inside the brain, inside the testes and ovaries and breasts, after people or rats have received these products in the food, so that we will have a definite proof that the products entered in the bodies and that they create some genetic problems in the people. And we can easily test that if we continue, and we can easily publish that in peer-reviewed international good journals like we did before. In fact, we are proud up to now to be the first group having published so much in this subject on GMOs and pesticides linked to GMOs.
How can your followers support and learn about your work?
Actually, there are some interesting websites where you can have all the data, like GMOSeralini.org, but also I've written some books. I hope that they will be translated one day in English. And I think that we have also a website. I know we have also a website called CRIGEN, CRIIGEN.org. And we are also organizing seminars in France with good organic food in order to explain during 3 days to every people how deep the problems are and what are the solutions. Transparency, counter-expertise, and long-term studies. Long-term, well, not too long, only 2 years, for instance, for a life of a rat. So we have many solutions to our actual problems, and I think that the transparency is the first step about the health studies in order to go to a sustainable world. I'm sure we'll succeed one day, but the way will be long if people don't realize the urgent matter.